What's up, guys? It's your favorite math teacher here, and today we're talking about adding and subtracting negatives. And so what I like to do is look at a number line, right? A number line, in the middle you have 0, and to the right are positive numbers, to the left are negatives. What that means is that as numbers get bigger, you move to the right? So that's like adding. Generally, when you add numbers, you move to the right. And then when you subtract numbers, you move to the left. Because if you think about it, if I had like 3 plus 2, we know 3 plus 2 equals 5, right? 3 is right here. And if I moved in the plus direction, 1, 2, I end up at 5. That's why 3 plus 2 equals 5. Or on the flip side, if I had 7 minus 3, same concept, right? I can start at 7, and I'm subtracting, so I move to the left, 1, 2, 3, and that's why 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. And so this same idea can be used with negative numbers. Just remember that negative numbers, so negatives, are opposites, right? Like negative 2 and positive 2, they're opposites of each other. So what that does is that kind of turns you around, right? So let's say I had 3 plus negative 2. So I have 3 and I'm adding negative 2, right? I would start at 3 over here. And normally when you add, you go to the right, but because it's negative, it does the opposite, it moves to the left. 1, 2, so 3 plus negative 2 is equal to 1. And so what you'll notice is when you add a negative, that's the exact same thing as doing 3 minus 2. So adding a negative is just like subtracting a positive. If you end up with 2 positive numbers, another shortcut that always works out, right? If you had like 3 minus 7, always think of it backwards, right? 7 minus 3 is 4, so 3 minus 7 is negative 4, and let me just prove that for you, right? So if I'm at 3 and I subtract 7, moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and look, I'm over there at negative 4. So that is a strategy you can also use. Get rid of that. And so remember, a negative does the opposite. That's why when we added a negative, we were really subtracting, because addition is to the right, but the negative makes us turn around and go to the left. So adding a negative is just like subtracting a positive. On the flip side, when you subtract a negative, so if I had like, let's do 2 minus negative 4. When you subtract a negative, right, so I'm going to start at 2. I'm subtracting, which means I go to the left, but I'm subtracting a negative number, so I turn around and go to the right. So I'm actually adding. So when you subtract a negative, you're really adding. That's going to give you 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the same as 2 plus 4. So when you subtract a negative, you're really just doing addition. When you add a negative, you're really just doing subtraction. Number line will help you out, especially once you start with negative numbers. The more you do it, the better you will get.